I'm Will Carr, and I'm here to fire you up.
Welcome everyone to the Will Carr Speaks podcast. This is a special episode. We're not in studio. We're not, out and about somewhere in nature. Today we're in a very undisclosed location, a fancy cigar lounge as it gets, And Gentry and I are here smoking our, what are these?
Acid blondes.
Acid blondes. Okay. I don't know much about cigars other than I like smoking them. But with that in mind, excited to sit down and hang out, Gentry. Glad you flew in from Charlotte, North Carolina, right?
Charlotte, North Carolina.
Hey man, what do you think of the Rocky Mountain Freedom Fest so far?
Oh, it's been a great event. Really good turnout. You guys did a really good job with like the booths and the lights and the speakers and all the things. I'm very impressed.
Yeah, it's been a ton of fun, man. So much networking, a lot of really great people here just to hang out with. What'd you think of you gave the speech for us at the influencer lunch. What'd you think of that?
Well, I don't want to be too biased, but I think I did a pretty good job.
You did.
No, I think it was a good group. During the Q&A, they asked a lot of good questions, and I think that if they apply what I talked about and what I taught on, there's no reason why we couldn't see some mega influencers out of Colorado in the next few years.
Yeah.
Because really, in reality, you're really only one video away from just having a tremendous amount of followers. Like if you hit that, if you hit it well, you can gain 10, 20,000 followers and really become like a force to be reckoned with in a way. And I think with politics in Colorado, that's super needed. Because even though all those influencers in that room, they're being bold and speaking the truth, there's still a lot of people out there that just don't think that there are people out there in Colorado being bold and speaking for what they believe. So I think it's vitally important that it doesn't matter what state you're in, that you be that voice for people who maybe can't or won't or who are feeling depressed about the political climate.
Totally, which is easy to feel that way here in Colorado because we've been under a communist regime almost, it seems, for the last 15 or so years. And I think that's what makes this Freedom Fest so great, is that we can come together with like-minded people here in Colorado that just want to see Colorado be the greatest place it can be. And I keep saying Colorado is going to make the greatest comeback of all time. And I believe that because of the people and like the people at this event. It makes it obvious that Colorado has a lot of incredible people that want to stand and fight for Colorado and restore Colorado as the epic place that it is. So with that, let's talk about so in the talk today, we went over just like a couple things that some of these guys can do. And I thought the new feature on X was something that was really cool. Like, do you want to talk about that a little?
Yeah, so there's a new feature on X called Reactions.
Yeah.
And whenever a platform puts out a new feature like that, especially one that's this good, they're going to push it really hard. And so it almost feels like on X, it's like a blue ocean opportunity in a way. So what the reaction feature is you'll see a post on X, and then you'll hit retweet or repost, but then it'll say react with a video, and then it formats it basically perfectly for you, and then you can just speak on that topic that you're reacting to, and this can be applied to anything, not just politics. I think everybody should be using this for sports, for business, for whatever topic that you're talking about on social media. Like me personally, like my biggest platform is Instagram, then Facebook, then Threads. But on X, before this, I think I had like 14 or 15,000, and my posts were going nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, unless I got retweeted by my friends who had big accounts, my posts were just like basically dead in the water. Now with this reaction feature, I've been pumping them out like crazy, and I've had more than a few hit the algorithm, and I'll look because in my job I work with all the big influencers, and they'll throw me a repost sometimes, and so I'll look at the posts that are going off, and they're not being reposted by my friends that have like millions of followers. It's just getting pushed in the algorithm.
Yeah.
I had 2 go off today. They both had like 1,000 or 2,000 views at the beginning of the day, and I just checked, and one of them has like 125,000, and the other one has like 70.
Wow.
Something like that.
So that's a couple 100,000 views in just a few hours.
Yeah, it's freaking awesome, and you're getting tons of engagement because they're pushing it. It's original content, so you can actually download it and go post it on other platforms too if it's good. I think that feature is like the feature to use right now, and I hope it keeps going that way.
Yeah.
You never know with platforms and their algorithm. Like I'm pretty sure Instagram's changes almost every month.
Yeah.
Because some months will be really good for Reels, some months will be really good for posts or carousels or whatever. So yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of some of your viral Reels and stuff, like one of my favorite ones that I've seen from you was really just talking about this somewhat of, I don't know if epidemic is the right word, but in young men here in the U.S. And I know that masculinity and young men is something you and I are both super passionate about, and just helping.
We're passionate about helping young men. We're not passionate about young men. Okay, just to set the record straight.
Oh no, that's good. It's a good clarification.
Let's work on phrasing here.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah. That could be interpreted the wrong way for sure.
I got a funny story on that real quick. So
okay, yeah, sure.
There was when I was in Seattle, I was involved in politics, and I was the Young Republicans chair for King County, which is the county that Seattle's in. And I got approached by this guy. He was a well-meaning guy. I think a little bit autistic maybe.
All right.
And he had this foundation for young boys and men.
Okay.
And he named it that, and he has such pure intentions.
Yeah.
But he's like I want to like cultivate a place where men can be men and teach other men how to be men, and it just but the phrasing, the naming of it. So that's why I brought it up.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious. It's always good to clarify. You never know what someone's going to clip on social media, and then all of a sudden, people are making all types of accusations and assumptions.
Will's passionate about boys.
Specifically, young boys.
All right. Let's keep on track.
Yeah, we gotta move on from that. But yeah, so this concept that there's so many. Now I don't even know if I can say young men. There's so many young men in America who feel like they're who are feeling like victims or feeling like they don't want to. Man, what was this post? Was just complaining about the fact that they don't make enough money, or they were not wanting to take girls out on dates because they were thinking a girl should also, go halvesies. And do you remember what post I'm talking about?
I think so, but the general theme is that it's really hard out there, financially, socially, whatever. And I would empathize with that a little bit, that it is harder. Economically, everyone tries to make the comparison to the 80s or the 50s with housing prices and inflation and wage growth and all that kind of stuff. I would say it is harder today. Yeah. And with dating and marriage and stuff like that, there's it's always funny because I'll hear it from my guy friends who are great. They'll be like, oh, it's dating is so hard. And then I'll hear it from my wife's friends who are also great. Oh, dating's so hard. I'm like, why can't these people find each other? And I think maybe we're just being a little bit reclusive in that. We're just staying home and not going to church or not doing this or whatever. There's a whole bunch of stuff I could talk about with dating and relationships. But from the financial perspective, it does suck that a lot of Gen Z and millennials have been sold this bill of goods that you're supposed to go to college and get this degree and it's supposed to help you out economically, but really what it's doing is stealing your income or part of your income for 20 years, because you're paying your debt to NetLed or the Department of Education or whatever it is. Like it is harder, but I would also try to reframe that, and just because it's harder doesn't mean that it's impossible. And I just, the victim mentality that, everything's hard, everything's expensive, blah, 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 all this kind of stuff, like people still make it in America.
Right. America is the greatest place on earth.
America is the greatest country in the entire world, because it doesn't matter, like,
bar none.
Bar none. Like you can turn yourself into the, aristocracy, quote unquote. Chamath Papatia, one of my favorite podcasters.
Oh, one of my favorite economics.
Yeah, he's like a venture capitalist guy, billionaire.
Love listening to him. All In podcast. Shout out.
But his dad was a legal immigrant. Came here broke. Like they were on food stamps, and now Chamath is a billionaire.
Yeah.
And you hear stories like that all the time. My grandparents came here broke after World War II, and they built an incredible life, and they set up our family for, to also take advantage of the American dream, which is fantastic. And now I'm trying to do the same thing. Like,
there really is no excuse for anyone. Like, get out and hustle, get out and meet people. Like, the opportunity in America is endless. Like, there's an infinite amount of opportunity in America. Like,
spend less.
Right.
Like, people have to, like, realistically look at how much money they're taking home and how much money is going out every month, and then they got to figure out, like, how am I act your wage.
Yeah.
Like if you're making
act your wage, I like that.
Act your wage. If you're making $60,000 a year, you probably can't afford to have a $500 car payment every month. They'll give it to you, but the salesman at the Audi dealership is not. He's not looking out for your personal finances. DoorDash marks up prices like crazy. The average order, the average orders on DoorDash every month for Gen Z millennial, it's like $200 to $600 a month.
Yeah.
And then they're buying that on credit cards. And so if you stack credit cards and DoorDash and student loans and car payments and Affirm payments maybe and this and that and whatever, like there's a potential that you're giving like 20 to 30% of your income away every month. Your DTI is 20 to 30%. And that's what's making it hard for you.
Totally.
And they're giving it away to DoorDash and Uber Eats and banks and all this kind of stuff. And like they don't understand compound interest. Yeah. Even though that's like literally what's being used on them.
Compound interest can work for you or against you.
Yeah, exactly. So I really think that like it is harder, but these kids are making it harder for themselves because they're spending all this money and they're being victims and they're complaining about it and not taking initiative and going out and getting a side hustle. Yeah. Just because it's hard doesn't mean it's impossible, and just because it's hard doesn't mean you don't try. Right. So like you can go drive Uber. Don't order Uber, go drive Uber, or go start washing cars, or go start mowing lawns on the side, or go do this, or like you can create a side hustle out of anything.
Go flip on Craigslist.
Yeah, go flip couches on Craigslist. Like that's a big thing, or lawnmowers, or boats, or whatever it is, and figure out how to like stop giving your income away. Yeah. Because like that's such a big thing. Yeah. And that's what you can control. Right. What they're complaining about is stuff they can't control, right? Like interest rates and monetary policy, and if we go to war with Iran, or if I guess Jay Powell isn't the Fed Reserve anymore, but if
Kevin Warsh in there.
Yeah, if Kevin Warsh, if he lowers or raises interest rates, or who's over housing, he's a great guy. If like the housing bill doesn't get passed, or SAVE Act or whatever, so like they're complaining about stuff they sort of can control with voting, but they only vote like once a year or once every couple years, and they're not focusing on what they can control, and I think that's a big mistake. It's good to know what's going on, so I'm not saying like just work all the time and put your head in the sand, but
But be smart,
be smart about like what you're using your brain calories for.
Yeah.
Because you can do it.
Yeah, 100%. Everyone can. There's no excuse. I remember what the post was we were talking about. It came to me. It must be the nicotine in this. You know, it's firing my brain cells again.
Can you pass that?
Yeah. Here you go. Because I let my cigar go out too.
Yeah.
So you made this post about how the average age of Americans who are getting married and having kids has gone up like 15 years since 1970. And so that's what the post was about.
Oh yeah.
And then there was like hundreds of these young guys who were commenting in there and saying things like, and my favorite one was, this guy was like, I'm not gonna go and like devote my time and energy into some woman who's just gonna divorce me and then take half my shit. And the comment back to him is, what's she gonna do? Take your Xbox?
Oh yeah. I remember that. Yeah. So that was.
She's gonna take your video games, bro.
Yeah, that was a little bit of a cheap shot, maybe, because I don't know. I don't know. But like the. And that's going into more of like relationships, but there's a really famous, I forget who said it, but it's like, be the person that you're looking for, or be the person that the person you're looking for is looking for, right?
Yeah.
So like you wanna create some stability in your life, and not have it be so chaotic. And I think that most people need to get a little bit more realistic about what they're looking for. And I don't think social media has done us any favors.
No.
I don't think dating apps have done us any favors, because dating apps will like serve you, you know, the most attractive, the hottest, and then those people always get the most attention, and then it blows up their ego, and then they want to, you know, go date, you know, Brad Pitt or whatever, that kind of thing. And so a lot of people are getting left in the dust, which does suck. I think the stats are like the top like 1% of girls on dating apps get like all of the attention, and I think it's a top. I don't even think it's like the same on the male side.
Yeah.
And it just creates like this false like dichotomy of like what's out there, what's accessible, and it's not all about looks, right? It's about like who you are as a person, your character, your discipline, how you treat people, etc. Because like that, like looks fade, but if you're going after someone just because they're hot, it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what other kind of, you know, traits or stuff that they're, you know, maybe they're just coasting on their good looks, and you just have no idea. And then when you get married, push comes to shove and stuff gets hard, you're like, okay, well, you know, can we work through this? And they're just out next, right, on the dating apps next.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Like, so we live in America, the land of opportunity, infinite amount of opportunity. But here we have so many people that just seem to be trying to coast, or like they feel like they don't have, or they just want to complain about the situation that they're in, or you know, we want to, like you said earlier, we want to complain about interest rates, or we want to just complain that someone's taking our jobs, or like, you know, that was a South Park quote for anyone.
They took your jobs.
For anyone that doesn't know, shout out South Park. But what do you think, like, is it a mindset shift? Like, what's it really going to take for people to, and for the young men of America to like really step up and take back control in the way that we need to?
I think it is mostly a mindset shift, because, and I think every young man should read the book, Extreme Ownership. That's one of my favorite books. Basically what it says is, you are in the position that you are because of choices that you made. It acknowledges that there's outside external things, but like ultimately where you are is because of choices that you made. You can't necessarily, you know, control the hand you're dealt, but you can like take ownership of where you are in life. And let's say that you've been dealt like the worst hand ever. You can still probably take like 2 to 3% ownership.
Yeah.
And because you take ownership, you go from being a victim to the victor.
Yeah.
And so now you're the hero of the story, and you can go and make choices and decisions to get yourself out of it.
Yeah.
Like if you're overweight and you want to lose weight, you just eat less and you go work out.
Exactly.
Right?
Go walk.
Yeah.
Like walking is the best way.
Yeah. If you want to go, figure out how to go make more money, you sign up for like a side hustle, or you go get like a part-time job, and then you're actually like in motion to go make money, and you're probably studying on YouTube and Instagram and all these other places to try to figure out, okay, what's the next thing.
Yeah.
But just being in motion, because one of my friends, I haven't seen him in a long time, but I really appreciate him for telling me this. He's a super successful entrepreneur, Austin Schneider. But he said that motion creates emotion. I don't know if he made that up, but I always attribute it to him. And so if you just get in motion in improving your life, and stop being a victim, and that can be really hard to do. Like maybe go talk to someone who's been there, done that, and got a T-shirt. Stop listening to people who don't have the life that you want.
I had a mentor who used to always tell me, if you're looking for advice on a particular subject, go and find someone who's actually had success in that. And on the flip side of that, I had another mentor who said to me, some of the things I've learned most from my mentors is how I don't want to be. And so I think that's really important, because we live in a society now where we have things like social media, we have YouTube, there's all these places you can go and find, like, you don't have to go and be in person like we are right now. I can go on YouTube and find a mentor that can teach me
silent mentor,
any types of things. Like I can learn so much from all these experts across the world. And one thing I want to add to what you said is, I think the other issue is that everyone wants to hit success instantaneously. Like they want to be rich tomorrow. They want to have they want to have their red Supra the next day. And so we need to take this approach instead, because it was Tony Robbins that said everyone overestimates what they can do in a year and underestimates what you can do in 10. And so if we look at success and we look at our goals and we look at the things we want to achieve and we have a 10-year horizon, then you're not comparing yourself to that Instagram influencer that you feel like blew up overnight, but in reality, they probably spent 7 years to get to where they're at. And you're not comparing yourself to this idea of, oh, I need to have all these things right now. It's like, it's understanding that success takes time, building things take time. And like Chamath, another great example, I heard him on a podcast, a while back, and he was talking about how talking about building companies. And he was like, the half-life of any company is how long it takes to be built. So like if something flashes and becomes big overnight, it usually also fizzles out really fast. But things that take a long time to build and have time to really grow, they have that foundation that can actually make them last a long time. So a lot of it for me is, I think people need to get out of this mindset of, I want something to happen instantaneously, and get in this headspace of, I'm devoting myself to this, and I'm going to continue to chip away at it every day. And then next thing I know, I'm gonna have this beautiful sculpture that I just made, because the Greek artists didn't make those insane sculptures in a day. It took them years and years sometimes to build those. And that's the way people need to look at, if they're sculpting their life, if they're sculpting their career, if they're sculpting their relationships. And that's friendships too, not just like romantic relationships. Like we all, like we go to a conference like we're at right now. You might meet someone and be like, oh, like I'm friend with that person, but then if you don't ever talk to that person again, are you really friends, or you just you just hang out with them for a weekend, and 10 years later you're like, I know that guy. But yeah, I mean, I think there's so much opportunity for everyone out there, and it's just having the right mindset. And that's why we're here at Rocky Mountain Freedom Fest, man. Trying to get in the right mindset. Speaking, since we're here at a political conference, and you're a conservative political commentator, influencer, however you identify. What are some of the obviously there's things like the SAVE Act and some of these hot topics for me, big ones like the Clarity Act, because I'm big into blockchain and cryptocurrency. What's some of your most interesting topics that you're covering right now that maybe aren't necessarily like the hottest piece, but something that like you're particularly passionate about?
Crypto's one of them. I think the Clarity Act is supposed to be signed on the 4th of July.
I don't think it's going to make the date.
You don't think it's going to make the date?
No, they're not going to make it.
Okay. Well,
They're hoping it'll still happen in July.
The Senate needs to grow a pair.
Yeah.
They literally, we got the popular vote and we got all 3 branches. Like, they need to grow up and just get stuff done.
Yeah.
I'm done, like, giving them space on that.
Yeah.
And I've been pretty critical on that. I don't know what they have on them. Like, DC, like, the theory is DC is run by blackmail. And so Thune is like dragging his feet on the SAVE Act.
Yeah.
And I don't know what they have on him. The thing that I'm looking at the most is AI.
Yeah,
So,
the data centers and stuff.
Data centers, there's a whole bunch of FUD around that. And I'm pretty sure it's being funded by Chinese interests. So here's my theory on AI, and I don't think it's far-fetched. So AI is going to be used in everything. It's either going to be the frontier models like ChatGPT, Gemini, Claude, et cetera, or it's going to be like the open source Chinese models, right?
Yeah.
And what we saw with China and TikTok is that TikTok in China was like all STEM, right? It was like math, science, go be productive in life. And then TikTok in America was like OnlyFans and dick wigglers, right? It was just like the dumb little dances. And so, but AI is going to be more impactful than that because it's going to be integrated into everything, right? Business, education, politics, government, whatever.
Yeah.
Social media. And right now, I think we're in the beginning stages of the Singularity.
100%.
And what I mean by that is there's so much AI-generated content on the internet right now. And there's some estimates that it's over 50%, and that those estimates were like, 6 months ago. And so it might have accelerated from that. But AI trains on the internet. It trains on like the wealth of knowledge that's on the internet. And so one of the reasons why it's woke is because it's training on all the reputable sources, and then Reddit, and then X, and then Instagram and Facebook. But because there's so much AI generated content online right now, AI is now training on AI generated content, and so that's the start of the Singularity.
Yeah.
So number one, we have a battle with like woke AI models like Claude and ChatGPT and all this kind of stuff. But then we have a second battlefront where we want US AI companies to dominate the world. Because if China does, think about what China could do with AI, right? They could indoctrinate everybody. There's just like a slow creep, because right now it's being viewed as like a god. Like whatever AI says is right because it has the whole wealth of the internet. They're not considering bias or anything. And so I think long term, the Chinese AI models potentially could be like the number one thing that we have to look at. And so that's why data centers are so important.
Yeah.
And like they don't, the classic videos I see is like a beautiful scenery of like, somewhere. It's probably AI generated, honestly. And it's like, they want to put an AI data center here. Like, no, we don't. Like, not even close. I'm not sure why we're not putting it in like Greenland. I think that'd be a fantastic thing.
Definitely.
Elon wants to put them in space. I think we're probably like 10 years away from that. So that wouldn't be immediate, but like, there's also a whole bunch of like economic factors that go into it, jobs for building it, energy prices are going to go down because they have to generate their own power. That's where nuclear comes in. So AI is like the one that I'm like there to be like more nuanced about the conversation. It's not even using close to the water that people are saying. And there's even ways that cities can charge for water to actually make make money for the city.
Yeah.
And so potentially that could, if you have common sense politicians in there, that could lower taxes, which means people keep more of their money, which means, life gets more affordable. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of factors in this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I think the genie's out of the bottle at this point.
Yes.
And that's one, but two, people just need to understand when it comes to AI and the data centers, the amount of efficiency that this is going to bring to our economy.
Mm-hmm.
Like my entire website for my consumer products brand is built on Claude. The entire website uses Claude, from social media marketing to the email marketing to the way that it responds to customers that come on the page, the way that it tracks customers. Like, say you come on, you click on a product, but you don't buy, the way that the AI is able to capture your email address and then retarget you later on. Like, everything is a whole new world that is coming. And I think that's part of the opportunity that I would like people to recognize is we are in this moment in time where you can literally create an entire business from your computer and using these AI tools and
using text.
Yeah.
Like using normal language.
AI. Yeah.
Like you can just do things.
Yeah.
The other side of this, so there's obvious that there's a ton of like opportunity with AI, but when everyone zigs, I like to zag, right? And so one of the things I'm looking at is small business acquisition. So I'm looking at blue collar businesses to buy.
Yeah.
And the reason I'm doing that is because I think that the trades are going to become the most valuable.
Yeah.
Because when college degrees became more available because of debt, college degrees became less valuable.
Right, because everyone had
and
one.
because everyone can be a SaaS founder now or build a beautiful website, I think that there's still like a tremendous opportunity.
Yeah.
But
not everyone's going to want to be a plumber.
Right. But I think I really think that plus we have a huge shortage right now. We're projected that we need like 500,000 plumbers by 2030 just to backfill, and then we need like 200,000 electricians and HVAC and stone cutters and
so you look at
iron
using
workers.
like the SBA 7A loans and stuff like that to be able to purchase. I follow a really great guy. I've been doing a lot of research into that as well. His name is Ken Mack, for anyone that wants to go and check him out. And that's all he talks about is how to buy businesses using SBA loans. So I think that's going to be a really great opportunity. So man, just to close up, kind of the last thing I want to touch on here at the Rocky Mountain Freedom Fest, we're about to have the Mountain Gala tonight, and we're going to be the keynote for tonight is Nick Shirley. And
love Nick.
Yeah, Nick Shirley, man, talk about one of the greatest investigative journalists of all time, right? And
potentially,
yeah, and
that's awesome to say.
Some of the fraud and stuff that he's found, like, talk to me a little bit about that fraud before we wrap up.
Well, I think a lot of people knew that there was fraud, but they just couldn't pinpoint it. It was just like kind of this big, elephant in the room that no one really knew how to define. And because of Nick Shirley and then other guys kind of copying what he's doing, like David Cate and Fabian Garcia and Cam Higbee and others, we're starting to see that there's just an astronomical amount of fraud.
Yeah.
Elon and Stephen Miller have both alluded to the fact that there could be like $1.5 trillion of fraud in the U.S. government every single year.
Yeah.
And so if you think about that, we're like borrowing money basically to fund Somalians' like third BMW lease, which is absolutely ridiculous. So I think that J.D. Vance and his task force right now and Doge last year, I think they did a very good job of eradicating all the fraud, waste, and abuse. But we still have a long way to go. I don't know what the real solution is because I'm getting so pissed off.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, I'm starting to make money now, and I got to pay this amount of taxes, and it's going, potentially still going to fraud. Like the roads in Charlotte aren't fixed. We're understaffed for police. There's just so many problems, and I don't really know how to I don't really know how to think about it, but I'm really glad that they're looking at it, because if they didn't, we'd be on the brink of a revolution.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. But I mean, with that, I think we're there. I think we're at that moment in time where things are changing, like things are coming to light. We can't continue to hide it anymore.
Yeah.
And people can't continue to stick their head in the sand. And I think that a lot of people are waking up to these things. And with that in mind, I think these changes are going to be happening. So with that, man, I think, yeah, we gotta head back to the Rocky Mountain Freedom Fest here pretty soon. There's going to be a candidate meet and greet. We're going to get to meet a bunch of a lot of people from Colorado get to come out and meet the candidates here that are on the Colorado ballot. And yeah, man, it's always fun to sit down and talk to you, bro. And it's cool to finally get one on camera. So we always have great conversations.
Yeah.
But yeah, what a great day. So
far, it's been a great day.
Yeah, thanks. Appreciate you flying in from Charlotte and hanging out with us for the weekend.
Totally.
Yeah.
My pleasure.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right. Thank you.
See you, brother.
I'm Will Carr, and I'm here to fire you up.